I'm starting the virtual machines now. Yeah, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, Mudapur.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm starting the database. Okay, so last time we did the database DB users and the DB configurations. All this is completed. Information, operator OS, installation, completed the installation, then install DB connection, database configuration, DB user, and troubleshooting. We also completed troubleshooting. So today we will start with backup and recovery. Okay. So let us start now. Everybody comfortable? Can I start?
Yes, Mudapur.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now let us start with the backup, the types of backup. I think most of you are like very familiar with the idea concept of backup and recovery. Anybody here who is not like familiar with these concepts of backup and recovery? Y- Yes, is it like everyone is comfortable with this point of backup and recovery?
Yes.
Okay. So now
Yes.
okay. So now let us start with the types of backup in a HANA database. Okay. So normally, see, you must have been doing other backups in other database softwares or in your application. So you might have known about this term of backup, incremental backup, and differential backup. Now what exactly are these? Now we are going to see this in detail. Now in HANA, what is it? There's a little difference. Now there's no difference in technical terms, only a little difference in the, you can say, naming convention. So HANA recognizes, actually there are, in any backup there are two types of backup: the data backup and the log backup. Okay, in HANA also you have two backup: the data backup and the log backup. The second, in the data backup, it only has a little bifurcation. Here it is full backup and delta backup. Okay, in any other database backups you don't find the term delta backup. It will be only find in the HANA database. You will find this term delta backup only in HANA database. In other database, in any of the backup software also, you will only find full backup, incremental backup, differential backup. But here they have introduced a new term called delta backup. And under delta backup, you have incremental and differential backup. Am I clear with this point? Yes, everybody.
Yes.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay, yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so this is the term. So we have two types of backup: data backup and the log backup. Now, in the data backup, you have full backup, and the other is the delta backup, which comprises of incremental backup and differential backup. Now, what is an incremental backup and what is the full backup? As the name suggests, it will be a complete backup of your database. Incremental backup changes in the last successful full incremental or differential backup. Differential backup changes since the last full backup, since the last successful full backup. Now we'll see this in practical. So now let us see over here the backup cycle. Now in this backup cycle, what we have here, we have a 7-day week. We have a week of 7 days, starting from Monday and again ending on Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this is a 7-day week over here. So it will be it will, so we will have a cycle of backup, that the backup will start on Sunday, it will go on till Saturday, and again on Sunday it will start a new cycle. Okay, so now let me take the first example that we are going to take is of a full backup. Now, for example, you have your system, for example, you have your production system. Okay, the production system, the database backup size is of say 800 GB. You have a system whose database backup size of 800 GB. Now what happens, you have scheduled a full backup for all the days of the week. Okay, you have scheduled a full backup. So on Sunday when the backup happens on Sunday, it will take a backup of say 800 GB on your, okay. Second, it on Monday again it will take a full backup. It will take a full backup of 800 GB. Again on Tuesday it will take a full backup of 800 GB. Then Wednesday 800 GB, Thursday 800 GB, Friday 800 GB, and Saturday also 800 GB. Again when it comes back to Sunday, again it will start with 800 GB. Is everybody clear with this point over here?
Yes.
Okay, any doubts? Just ping me now. Okay, so this was your full backup. So every day you are taking full backup of your database. Okay, whatever changes is there in the database, every day you are taking full backup of your database. So the first cycle was for a full backup. Okay, so here it doesn't make any changes, it doesn't make a cycle. Okay, every day you are taking a full backup of 800 GB, so it will be never ending, it will just go on forever and forever. Second comes your incremental backup. Now when you schedule an incremental backup, okay, so what happens, the incremental backup will search for your last successful backup. It can be any backup, last successful full backup or last successful differential backup, or also in case of last successful incremental backup. So it will search for this any of these three backup. If it doesn't find any backup, if it doesn't find any backup, your first incremental backup will always be a full backup. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so your first backup, your first incremental backup will always be a full backup. Okay, provided that you don't have any previous backup. If you have a previous successful backup, then it will start from there. Okay, so now we are taking with this example, your first incremental backup was a full backup. Now now the Monday comes. What happens on Monday? Now on Monday, what happens, there was the only difference of 20 GB on the database. Only 20 GB of data was changed on your database. Okay, so now incremental backup, what it will do, it will only backup only the changes which happened since the last full backup or since the last backup. Only 20 GB of data will be backed up on Monday. Second, now what happens on Tuesday? On Tuesday, only 15 GB of data was changed in the database. Okay, so your incremental backup on Tuesday's incremental backup, only that 15 GB of change data will be backed up. Then comes Wednesday. On Wednesday, only 10 GB of the data was changed. So only 10 GB of data will be backed up. Thursday also there was only 10 GB of data was changed. So it will only back up 10 GB. Friday only 15 GB of data was changed. Saturday 5 GB, only 5 GB, because Saturday is a weekend. You can say it's a non-peak hours, anything. So Saturday only 5 GB of the database was changed. So only 5 GB of data was backed up on Saturday. Now after Saturday again the cycle comes back to Sunday. Okay, now what happens, you have scheduled your backup in such a way that it will be full backup every week, weekly full backup, and daily incremental backup. So you have scheduled that every week on Sunday it should be a full backup, and every day it should be an incremental backup. So it will start from Sunday, the first day of the cycle, it will take a full backup, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every day it will take incremental backup. Again after Saturday, on the next Sunday, again the cycle will come back to Sunday, and then again it will take a full backup. Yes, everybody clear on this?
Yes.
Okay, so that is it. Now let us take the other example of differential backup. Now you have seen what is an incremental backup. Then what is the differential backup? Okay, so now in this example again on Sunday we have scheduled a full backup. So full backup on Sunday, or weekly full backup. So the first backup is a full backup. Then comes Monday. Monday again only 20 GB of the data was changed in the database. So for a differential backup, it will back up only that 20 GB. Till now everything looks similar. Okay, now you are saying that okay, yes, incremental backup, differential backup are the same. Then what is the difference? Now comes the second step. Now on Tuesday what happens? There is a change of 35 GB of data since the last full backup. The last full backup was on Sunday. Okay, the last full backup was on Sunday for 800 GB. On Monday, it backed up 20 GB. But again on Tuesday, it is not going to back up the changes which was happened since the last incremental backup. It will again go back to the last full backup, which was on Sunday. And since Sunday, whatever changes has been made in the database, it will back up the whole changes. That is of 35 GB. Is it clear?
Yes.
Similarly, on Wednesday, what happens? The backup, you can see over here, the changes in the database is at 45 GB. But the changes is not since the last differential backup. The changes is since the last full backup, that is from Sunday. Again on Wednesday, when the differential backup will trigger up, it will back up all the changes which was done since the last full backup. That is the last full backup on Sunday. It will back up all the changes which will happen on Monday, Tuesday, up till Wednesday. Okay, now again, if you go ahead on Thursday again, it will back up all the changes which were done since the last full backup. Again, Friday, the changes in the last full backup, and Saturday or the changes in the last full backup. So every day it will back up the changes which was done in the database since the last full backup, not since the last incremental or the differential backup, but since the last full backup. So this is the major difference between incremental and a differential backup. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts, any queries? That's good. Okay, no doubts, no queries. Very good. So now again comes your cycle. So again, when the cycle completes, again when it's on the next Sunday, again it will start from a full backup. Okay, the reason every Sunday it will be a full backup, and then every weekday it will be either incremental or differential backup. Okay, so now many of you here have worked on a backup database backup and backup solutions and all. Now, can anyone tell me like what is the why is it we are having like a weekly full backup? See, it's a waste of space. If you can take incremental backup, so we can schedule one. We'll take one full backup and then we'll take incremental backup forever.
So in
Yes,
case of
in case we require to restore them, it will be large amount of incremental backup
Okay.
to restore each one of them.
Okay, and Sridhar also was about to say something. Yes, Sridhar.
the same only.
Okay, so yes, it's a very good point. Now there are two factors which comes into play when you want to restore the database. Now, for example, you started taking backups from the 1st of January. Okay, any year, that doesn't matter. So you started taking backups from the 1st of January. On the 1st of January, you took a full backup. For example, say like 800 GB or whatever the backup size was. So for example, 800 GB, you take full backup on 1st of January. Now every day you are taking incremental backup. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, sorry, 2nd of January, 3rd January, 4th January, 5th January, 6th January. So like this the whole week pass, then the month pass, then after month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Now suppose, say example, after 5 or 6 months, after 5 or 6 months, your backup crashed. Okay, sorry, not your backup crash, your database crashed. Okay, your database crash, any issues, disk failure, hardware failure, disaster, any kind of flood, fire, earthquake, anything. So now what is it? Your backup, your system is totally crashed. It is you cannot rebuild or you cannot bring it up again. Now the only solution left is to restore the backup. Now for example, your last full backup was say like 6 months old. Now if you want to restore if you want to restore the backup till date, so you'll have to start from 6 months back. You have to first restore the full backup which was taken on 1st of January. Then you have to restore every backup which was taken every day. So in 6 months, it is almost 180 backups. In 180 days, you have to restore one full backup and 179 incremental backups. So the first thing is that the time factor, it will take a lot of time for recovery, because it will be restoring 180 backups. Okay, it will bring up that media, it will check that media, then it will start restoring again, it will keep that media, bring the other media and everything. The first thing is the time. It will take a lot amount of time for restoring the backup which are from like two old backups. Like if the chain is very long, it will take a lot amount of time. The second point is that, for example, okay, now you have been restoring, or you have been taking backups in, say, like on media tapes. Media tapes is quite an old, very old concept. Now let me take, you are taking backups on local disk or something. Okay, so now what happens, your up till from 1st of January, February, March, April, 4 months backup is okay. What happens in the starting of May? In the first week of May, something happened and your storage media got corrupted. One of your storage media or something, one of your disk on which you store your backups, media, backup dumps and all, it got corrupted. Okay, only for one day. Your one day backup got corrupted. Now what happens, you have 4 months of complete incremental backup, only one day, 1st of May. On the 1st of May, you don't have that incremental backup. After 1st of May, starting from 2nd May up till the 30th of June, you have the full complete backup. But this will doesn't help, because the 1st of May, on the 1st of May, the chain gets broken. The chain has broken on the 1st of May. Now you can only start your restore from the 1st of January, and you can restore only up till 30th April. If the chain gets broken, you cannot connect it to the other subsequent backups. I hope you're getting my point.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a risky thing. Even if one backup gets corrupted, one day's backup is not available, your whole chain gets corrupted. So that is the reason it is not advisable to keep long days of chain. Okay, like you have like once in a month full backup and everyday incremental backup, or once in a 15 days full backup and incremental backup. Normally we follow this option like a weekly full backup and daily incremental backup. This is a normal trend, like you can say, which is followed mostly. Okay. How to schedule backup. Now how can you schedule backup? So there are different ways of scheduling backup. One option of scheduling backup is through operating systems. Okay, uh, just give me 2 minutes, just 5 minutes, let we will connect again at 5 minutes. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so now how to schedule backup? Yes, everybody here.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now how to schedule backup? See, there are various methods of scheduling backup. You can schedule backup from the operating system through backup scripts. Okay, you can write your backup scripts and you can schedule them in cron. So cron is a scheduler for Linux. Okay, you can schedule that backup scripts in cron. Second option, from your application server. You can also schedule from there's a T code DBA cockpit or DB13. You can schedule your backup jobs from DBA cockpit or DB13 from your application server. And third is from your HANA cockpit. Okay, SAP has provided a tool, a platform for monitoring and managing your HANA database. That is called as your HANA cockpit. We will be taking this HANA cockpit topic in the last. It will be the last topic of our class, HANA cockpit. There I'll show you how to install HANA cockpit, how to configure HANA cockpit, and how to do schedule backups in HANA cockpit. So you also have a tool, HANA cockpit, from where you can schedule backups. The fourth option, normally these are all your provided by OS is your general tool, but application server and HANA cockpit, these two are provided by your SAP. Okay, you can use this one as free of cost for scheduling your backup jobs. Now these are very good utility for scheduling job. The only drawback with these two utility, DB13 from the app server and from HANA cockpit, is that you can schedule backup, but you cannot delete backup from this utility. Delete backup in the sense means, see, at some point you have to clean up the backup that you've taken on your disk, because see, you have to reuse the disk again and again. Okay, for example, you took a backup on 1st of January, so you don't want to keep that backup which was taken on 1st of January for the whole year round. Okay, maybe you have a policy of 30 days backup. You only need to keep backups up till the last 30 days available in your system. So okay, so you only need the backups for the last 30 days available. Before that, you need to clean that backup so that you can free up space for the next backups. So in this case, in case of your application server and HANA cockpit, it will not delete the backups from your disk or anything, from the media or disk, anything. You have to delete them manually. How you can delete them manually? You can either schedule, you can schedule cron jobs, scripts in cron jobs for deleting old backups. Okay, or if you don't want to do this, then you can purchase backup software which are very specialized application program for taking backups. There are many different examples like Commvault, Veeam, Veritas Net Backup. Then you have EMC Networker. These are the different backup tools which are available in the market. So you can either purchase licenses for these backup tools and you can schedule your backup with them. And they will take care for everything, not only for your HANA database, but they can also take backup for other applications, other databases, any kind of database, any kind of application, Windows system, Linux system, any kind of you can take backup of them. And you can also schedule retention for your backup. For example, for any backup which is taken, it has to be retained, for example, say 30 days. After 30 days, on the 31st day, the backup software will automatically purge, or it will delete the backup which was taken more than 30 days before. Am I clear on this point?
Yes.
Okay, now comes your backup medium and storage. Where can you store your backups? Okay, so now you have different options over here. The first one is your local. Now I have excluded all the media backups over here, the tape backups and all, because nowadays it has been now mostly obsolete. Only companies which have implemented more than 4, 5, 7 years before on any kind of tape media, tape library or tape storage, they are using it till the time they become they complete their end of their life. After the end of the life complete, they are not going to renew those things, but they are going to scrap them, and they will start taking these backups. Okay, they are going to take file system level backups, because nobody is now going with the older methods of taking backups on media tapes and magnetic tapes and etc. Okay, so here I've taken an example of these backups only. So you have first option, you have a local backup. The first option you have is for local backup. Example, backup on your local disk on whatever operating system you are running, your OS on which you have installed your HANA HANA database on the same operating system in another file system, in a separate file system, separate mount point. You will be taking the backup for your HANA database. That is also called as your local backup or local disk backup. Now these kind of backups are fast. Local backups are very fast comparatively for their speed. They are very fast, but they are expensive. Okay, because your disk backup doesn't come cheap. This backup doesn't come cheap because it is fast, but it is expensive. Second option that you can have is your network backup. In network backup, what you can do is that you can take backup on NFS drives. Okay, instead of, like, for example, in your local disk on your local operating system, you might be having SSD disk, and SSD disk are very costlier. Okay, so and also you might be having mirror like RAID 1 is for like mirroring. So for example, if you have 10 disk in your server, only 5 will be usable. The space of 5 will be usable. Why? Because it will be mirror. Okay, so in mirroring you lose 50% of the capacity, because 50% of them you use for mirroring. So in this scenario, local backups are very costlier. So what you can do is that you can create a separate server for a high like disk space, and there you can configure RAID 5 instead of RAID 1. You can configure RAID 5. Okay, and on that disk you can use this magnetic disk. Instead of using SSD, you can use magnetic disk. So you can have one server dedicatedly for taking backup. For creating for installing a system, you can configure NFS over it, and you can use that server or that storage for especially only for taking backups. That will have a cheap cheap disk attached to it, so for you for taking backup. So that can be, you can use those type of disks. You can mount it as an NFS share on your system and take backup on that. So you have you have examples of NFS, network file storage, or you can also have AWS EFS. Okay, so this is a intermediary solution for your requirement. Then comes your cloud. Okay, you have cloud based solutions also available, cloud based. For example,
But
yes,
what is AWS EFS?
AWS EFS is an elastic, the full form is elastic file system. It is similar to your NFS. Okay, it is provided by AWS. You can create an EFS storage on your AWS cloud, and you can mount this EFS storage on your VM or on your cloud system, cloud VM.
So we are just mounting the cloud storage to local server.
Yes, you are just mounting it to your local server. Just please give me 2 minutes. Huh? Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Like, shifting your house is a headache activity. Even after shifting, also there are a lot of things to be taken care. Okay, sorry. Okay, so yes, what I was talking about EFS. So you can create EFS. These are called as EFS mount points. You can create EFS mount points on your AWS account, and you can mount this EFS mount point onto your cloud VM. Okay, in your AWS system, AWS VM, you can mount it over there, and you can use it as a NFS. You can use it as a remote file system or a network file system. Is it clear?
So the server is means the server is also on cloud, and we are just mounting
Yes,
AWS
yes.
mount point over there.
It is. You can tell. You cannot say it as a server. You can tell it as a service. So it EFS is a service provided by AWS.
Okay.
Okay, your system, your AWS instance is also a service. You are creating an instance on AWS on the AWS account, and in that same account you can also create AWS EFS mount point, and you can mount that EFS mount point on your system. Okay, and you can use that mount point as a NFS, that is network files storage. Is it
Okay,
clear?
understood. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now then comes third option is your cloud storage. Now, what is the difference between a EFS and a cloud storage? You will say that both are on the cloud. No, both are on the cloud, but both are different. Okay, EFS is a more specialized. You can say it's more like a NFS service. Okay, and cloud, yeah, it's more like you can say it's a cheap service. It's a cheaper service, cloud storage. For example, you have your AWS S3. S3, if you have worked on Amazon or something like that, if you come across Amazon, you will have heard the word called as bucket, S3 bucket.
S3
So
bucket.
normally what you do is there in AWS you create S3 buckets. And buckets are nothing but you can say especially you just create a folder. You create a folder directly on AWS, and you will get a link. You will get a link for that folder. You can use that folder using a link. Okay, that is the only thing. You can use your S3 bucket anywhere from internet, but your EFS you cannot use it anywhere from the internet. You can only use it from within your AWS account. Okay, so this a cloud is a cheaper solution. Cloud storage is a cheaper solution. For example, AWS S3. It is cheap, but it is slow. Cloud storage are cheaper, but they are slower. Okay, is it clear with everyone? Any doubt on this?
No.
Okay, so we have taken like what are the different types of backups in HANA database. Okay, there are two types of backup: data backup and log backup. Within the data backup, there are two major stream: full backup and delta backup. In delta backup, you have incremental backup and differential backup. We have seen what is an incremental backup and what is a differential backup. Okay, the difference between incremental or differential backup is that again. Okay, anybody can tell me what is the difference between incremental backup, or what is the advantage of differential backup over incremental backup?
In differential backup, it just take the backup which is difference between the one we have taken, and if there are any
Yes, you see,
changes were there.
your definition is correct, but I'm asking about what is the advantage of differential backup over incremental backup?
Space.
Okay, space
Yes.
is not an advantage. Space is a disadvantage. If you have seen the slide that I showed you, so differential backup takes more space than incremental backup. Incremental backup takes less space. Am I clear on that? Incremental backup takes more space, because every time it is backing up since the last full backup. It is not backing up since the last differential backup. It is backing up say all the changes which were made since the last full backup. So it is taking more amount of space. It is consuming more space as compared to your incremental backup. Am I clear? Do you get this point? It is space is not an advantage. It is a disadvantage. What is an advantage for differential backup?
In case of failure, number of restore will reduce.
Yes, the number of restores that is required for restoring differential backup will be lesser. Okay, for example, if you see in this example over here, Okay, so now for this, for example, in this scenario, for incremental backup, so on Sunday I took a full backup. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everything is going on till the whole week. Thursday, for example, on Friday my system crashes. My system crashes on Friday. So what I need is that I need to restore the first full backup of Sunday. Again, I have to restore the incremental backup of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then if Friday, then if for Friday. So I might be needing one full backup and then 3, 4, 5 incremental backups. Now, in the case of a differential backup, in the case of differential backup, so for example, if this goes on till Friday, if Friday my system crashes, if my system crashes on Friday, so I only need to restore 2 backups. My first full backup of Sunday and the second differential backup of Friday. Do you get my point? Yes. So all this intermediary backup, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these all backups are of no use. In case if it crashes on Friday, I just need to restore my full backup from Sunday and my differential backup of Friday. I just have to restore 2 backups. Okay.
So, Muzaffar,
Yes.
incremental backup, is it used mostly or mostly full and differential?
No, mostly people use differential backup only. Okay, they go for differential backup rather than differential backup. Sorry, mostly people prefer, not most people, but mostly companies prefer incremental backups. Incremental, this one, the second option. Mostly companies prefer the incremental option because it takes less space. And the other thing is that they also have a second level of safety in the log backups. Okay, now for example, on the Sunday when they take a full backup, from Sunday they will not delete the log backups from the backup location. Okay, they will take log backups every day. Now for suppose in case in this option over here, for example, now on Sunday I had a full backup, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Wednesday, for example, the system crashes. Okay, now for on Wednesday the system crashes, so what I can do, I will have to restore my Sunday's full backup and then Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, 3 days incremental backup. In this case, suppose in this case, if I have lost my backup for Tuesday, okay, for Tuesday the 15 GB backup was lost.
Yes.
No, where is it? So in this case over here, for example, my 15 or my backup for the Tuesday has been lost. So now what in this case, what they will do, will restore the backup of Sunday. Okay, I will restore the full backup of Sunday, then restore the incremental backup of Monday, and instead of install this, because my incremental backup of Tuesday has been lost, the link has been broken. So if the link has been broken, then even of the backup of Wednesday is of no use because I don't have the connecting link over here. So instead, from Monday, instead of restoring from incremental backup, I will restore from the log backup. Do you get my point?
So we are taking separate log backup as well.
Yes, log backup is also compulsory. So you are taking log backup and plus you are taking incremental backup. And so log backup actually you cannot keep log backup for longer periods. So mostly you keep log backup for limited time only. Like say for example, for the last 1 day, for the last 2 days, last 3 days, maximum say for the last 5 days, 7 days. Okay, the log backup. You will be having full backups every weekly. You will be having full backups. And after that you will be having daily incremental backups, and then you'll have a log backup from the last 7 days.
So backup for daily as well.
Yes, log backup is now in HANA database. You have log backup every 15 minutes.
Okay, that's
okay. I showed you over there. It takes every 15 minutes. It takes a log backup. Okay. So this is, yes. Any other query? And then comes your this is differential. Then comes your how to schedule your backup. So these are the different options where you can schedule your backup. Okay, we will be seeing the option where you can schedule your backup through HANA cockpit. We will be covering this point only. Okay, we'll be covering how to schedule backups from your HANA cockpit. Application server will not be covering application server because we are not installing any application server. We are only doing HANA database backup. HANA database over here. This class is only for HANA database, so we don't have application server. So we cannot cover this point in our class. Okay, OS level point we will be covering the commands. I will show you the commands of taking backup. You can write a script. You can create a script. You can add those command in that script, and you can schedule it on your in your cron job for automating that backups. Backup software, this is out of the scope of our class. We'll be not having this backup. We'll be covering only our HANA cockpit for scheduling backups. Is it clear?
Yes.
Through HANA cockpit, we just have to take backup of HANA DB only, or we can take other database also.
No, you can only take backups of HANA database, nothing else. Okay, it is only made for your HANA database, HANA
HANA
cockpit.
database.
If you want to schedule backup for other database, then you have to go through your application server, DBA cockpit or DB13, or you have to take it from your native backup tool. Okay, when you say native backup tool, then for example, for MS SQL server, you can take backup from the MS SQL, this one, Studio, SQL Studio. Okay, for your Sybase database, you have to take backup from iSQL. There's a prompt called as iSQL prompt. For Oracle database, you have to take backup from your SQL Plus. That is it.
Okay.
Okay. So, and these are the backup medium, local network and cloud. That is it. That is it. Clear on this point up till now? Any doubts, any queries? Yes. Can we start now? Can we proceed?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now we have seen the theoretical part of database backups. What are the different types of backups and everything? Now let us start with the practical case, practical scenario of actually taking backups and restoring it. See, normally people say backup is very important, but normally if you see over there, backup is not important, restoration is important. Okay, now for example, you are backing data every day from the last year of your project. Your system went into production, says about 2 or 3 years before. Okay, since the last 2 or 3 years, every day you're taking backup, you have a complete, everything is green, everything okay. But when the day comes, when the final day comes, your database crash, and the database administrator or the basis administrator or someone, anyone asks you to restore the backup, and you're not able to restore the backup, then everything is a total disaster. It's a fail. If you cannot restore backup, then all those 2 or 3 years of efforts that you have put into like taking backups, like sincerely taking backups, has been lost. Because if you cannot restore the backup, it is of no use. Even if your last backups of 2 or 3 years are 100% successful, if you are not able to restore it for any reason, it's of no use. So restoration is very important. Now now for doing a practical, we will start our HANA Studio. Our database is already started. Let me open HANA Studio. Okay, so this is our backup now. So we are going to take our first backup. We are going to take a first backup from HANA Studio. How we can take it here? Database backup, system DB. So we have two databases, system DB and the tenant DB. So in the system DB, we are going to trigger a full backup. How? From the system DB. See, every backup has to be triggered from your system DB. Now, if you see on your right click on your system DB, right click system DB, backup and recovery, you can see the options over here: backup system database, backup tenant database, recover system database, recover tenant database. Now, if I right click on my tenant database, if I right click on the tenant database, if you go under backup and recovery, you cannot see any option over here. So if you want to start a backup, if you want to start a restore recovery, everything has to be started from the system DB. Everything has to be initiated from the system DB. Okay, is my point clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
from your system DB, so here from my system DB, I will have to backup, right click, system DB, right click, backup and recovery, backup system database. So first thing I will take a backup of my system database. Okay, so now this is the screen where you can take you can initiate your backup. Okay, so backup and recovery, backup system database. You only have to mention your backup destination. So by default, it is going to take a backup in this location /backup /system DB. Okay, it is going to create a directory under system /backup. Let me check over here. cd/backup. So now it is okay. We already have taken backup. I think last time we took backup from the command line. So under this /backup directory, it will create a directory by the name systemdb and it will dump all the backup on it. But in the future, if you want to recall which backup was taken on which date, it will become complicated. So that is the why it is always recommended that when you take a backup, you add a timestamp to that backup. You add a timestamp to the backup. So the next time it is easily recognizable on which date and time that backup was taken. Okay, same. I think we have taken it last time from here. If you see, this was the name of the directory db_sid, and this is the timestamp that we have added to our backup. Can you see? This is the year 2022. This is the month 07. This is the day 17, and this is the time 8 o'clock 9 minutes. So this is a timestamp. So whenever you are taking a backup, add a timestamp to your backup. Okay, so now over here backup type. So here is your backup type. See here, if you click on it, you can see over here complete data backup, incremental data backup, in a differential data backup, and incremental data backup. You can select from here which type of backup you want to take. So this is the first backup, so we are going to take complete data backup. Where you want to take the backup? File. So we are going to take a backup at file level, file system level. Other is that you can integrate backup if you are using other backup softwares for using Commvault, Veeam, or backup networker, or net backup. Then there is a mechanism called as backup interrupt. Through this backup interrupt, you can integrate your other backup software with your HANA database. So instead of taking a file level backup, you will take a backup interrupt, backend backup. So whatever backup software has been configured in the backend configuration file, when you initiate that backup will be redirected to that backup software. Okay, so here I am not taking a backend backup, I am taking a file backup. Okay, and then this is which type of backup, destination of that backup destination, where you are going to take the backup. So I'm going to take a backup of my let me say date command, date plus %f. So this is today's date, and underscore percentage, I think h, no, this is r, h and m, sorry, yeah, it is h and m, h %m. So this is the timestamp. Can you see the timestamp? This is my timestamp. The date, this is the date of today's date, this is the current time. So I'm taking this timestamp and I'm putting it over here. After the end of this, I'm putting the timestamp, underscore, and the timestamp. Here it is. So the backup will go into /backup systemdb underscore today's date and the current time. And the backup, the name of the files will start with complete data backup. Okay. Now I'm clicking on next. Now this is review backup settings, review the backup settings and choose finish to start this is, so if you want to review the settings, so this is the name of the, this is the database name, this is the host, this is the version, backup type, and all this information. You can review it and you can click on finish. As soon as you click on finish, it will start your backup, the backup of your system DB. See, it has started the backup of your system DB. If you come now and see into this location on the slash backup location, can you see over here? This is the time, this is the directory for your current backup. There, this is the today's date, 2022 7:30 today's date, and this is the today's time, current time, 7:55.
What
Can you
is
see?
the extension
Yes.
for this backup file?
What is the?
Extension. Dot
There is no
something like that.
extension, there is prefix. Now if you go into this location, let me run ls and the current backup which I have taken. Okay, can you see over here? This is the prefix that we selected, that it was given by default in your system. In your system, if you see, it's not yet. So by default, this prefix was given, complete data backup. For full backup, it will be complete data backup. For incremental data backup, it will be INCR data backup. For differential, I think it will be diff data backup. The suffix or the last, it is like this, data backup and 01.
So there
Okay,
is no
this is-
extension.
There is no extension for this file. Okay, there are no extension for this file over here.
Actually, somebody has raised this question in interview.
Okay.
And I
No,
haven't
there,
seen what extension is
no,
there.
there are no extension in Linux based one. There are no extension for any type of backup. Okay, only I think for Oracle. In case of Oracle, if you take a backup of the backup, you have .dbf file or something like that. Okay, but here it I do here in Sybase also, Sybase, and here in this
DMP.
HANA database, Sybase DMP is the
DMP
standard
is
that
there.
you follow.
Mm-hmm.
That is a standard that you follow. It is not compulsory that without DMP it will not work. It is not like that.
Okay.
Okay, that is just a standard that you follow. If you're taking a backup, just add that .dmp so that you can recognize from it that it's a DMP, it's a dump
Data
backup
file.
dump. But even if
Mhm.
you don't give .dmp, it will still work.
Okay. While restoring, it will work.
Yes, while restoring, while testing, while anything, it will work. It won't give you any problem that there is no extension, it will not work. It is not like that. Okay, so here it is. So this is here we have taken a backup. We have taken a backup of the database. Here a backup was successful. Click on close. So we have taken a backup only of our system DB. Now if you want to see the status, you can double click on this. Can you see the backup over here? Just double click on this backup. On this backup, on again on the right side, you can see the backup catalog tab over here. Open the backup catalog tab. Can you see? Open the backup catalog tab. Now from here you can see the backups which has happened till now, backup status of all the backups till date. So this was the backup I think which we took last time, it failed. Okay, and then after that this is for the 17th of July, it was successful. Then this is for today's backup, the today's backup that we took. Okay, July 30th July 2022 7:56. This is the backup. Duration, it took 23 seconds for the backup. The size of the backup is 2.22 GB. It's a data backup. Backup type, it's a data backup. Destination, file backup. Okay, so this is the system DB. If you want to see for the tenant DB, you can click on the drop down menu and you can select the tenant DB. Now, if I select the tenant DB, it is not showing any backup for today, because for today I have only taken on the backup for system DB. I have not taken any backup for the SID, the tenant database. So let me now schedule a backup or trigger a backup for my tenant database. Same option. System DB, backup and recovery, backup tenant database instead of system database. Right click, backup and recovery, backup tenant database. Instead of system, you have to select backup tenant database. Now here it is asking you which tenant database. So by default, there is only one tenant database. Select it, click on next. Okay, again here you can select complete backup, you can select the destination type, and here is your db_sid. This is for your tenant database backup. Now here you can also add your extension. I'm executing the same command, and okay, I will copy paste this command and add to it. So this is the extension of my backup for my tenant database. Okay, the date and time. Now let me say next. It is giving you the summary. Just review the summary and you can click on finish and it will start the tenant database backup. Okay, you
Okay,
can see. Yes.
I have one doubt.
Uh-huh.
If we haven't taken system DB backup
Okay.
and we just take tenant DB backup,
Uh-huh.
and when it's time to restore the backup, what
Mm-hmm.
will happen at that time? If we just
See,
restore the tenant DB backup.
actually, if you see, actually, if you see for it, your system DB backup is not that critical. Okay, and it is only critical in case where you are changing the system related properties very frequently. Okay, for example, you are creating new tenant databases and you are making changes, you are adding some, making more changes in the system DB and everything, then your system DB backup is critical. Now, for example, if you are going to do a system refresh, what is a system refresh? You are copying, or sorry, system copy. If you are copying or cloning one system into another system, in that case, your system DB backup is not important. You can only back up the tenant database. Okay, you can reinstall, you can install the HANA database in a new system, take a new VM, install the HANA database software, and only restore your tenant database, and everything will start working. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I got your
Okay,
point.
so it is not critical that if you don't have your HANA backup, then this will not work, or you will not be able to restore your backup or recover your backup. No, it is not like that.
Hmm. And one more question is there. I have one situation where my slash HANA slash log is almost full.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if in that case, I have one backup, right?
Okay.
HANA DB backup. I have one HANA DB backup, and
Uh-huh.
I just uh, uninstalled HANA DB from that VM
Okay.
and installed, and then I installed DB
Uh-huh.
in that, and then restore it.
Okay.
So what will be the size of that slash HANA slash log? It will be
Nice.
the
See,
same or?
when you uninstall the backup, sorry, when you uninstall HANA database,
Mm-hmm.
your HANA data, your HANA log, HANA shred, everything will be cleaned up. Why? Everything will be cleaned up.
Okay, right. Yeah, that
Okay.
I know. But
Then
then I reinstalled my HANA, fresh
okay.
HANA, right?
Yes.
And then I restored that HANA DB.
Okay.
That's the case. Means I
Now,
want
see,
all my
now
data
let me
back.
explain you. Let me explain you like this. What happens over is there. See,
Mm.
whatever changes are made. See, now you were what are the backups? Backups contains whatever changes are made in the database.
Right.
Okay. Now there are two types of backup: your data backup and your log backup.
Log backup, right.
Now, see, now you have a data file. Okay, you have your data
Mm-hmm.
file. Your data
Mm-hmm.
file contains your tables and everything, tables and
Right.
all the data is changed inside the data file. All the tables, all the records are updated, or new records are created, old records are deleted, old records are updated. Okay, your
Mm-hmm.
data is changed inside your data file. Now
Okay,
what
right.
happens, as and when the data is changed inside the data file, it also keeps a log of all the SQL queries. Now, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you are going to update 100 for say like 1,000 records in the database, okay, what
Mm-hmm.
it will do, it will trigger 1,000 queries. Or a simple example, for example, if you want to delete 500 records from the table, you have to trigger 500 delete queries on your database. You have to
Execute the 7 queries.
you have to run 500 delete queries on the database. It will delete the 500 records from the database.
Mm-hmm.
After
Right.
that, you want to create 1,000 new records in the database. Again, you have to run 1,000 create 1,000 insert queries on your database. Okay, after that, for example, if you want to change 500 records in the table database, so you will run 500 update queries on the database.
Right.
Now in your log backup, you have all these queries, your 500 delete queries, 1000 insert queries, and 500 update queries.
Update queries.
Okay,
Yeah.
but inside your data file, you will not have in the data file will be one only, na, because all the changes have been made on the data file. Now when you take the backup, when you take the data backup, what it will do, it will take the backup of your data file. It will take the backup of the data file. Whatever changes have been made in the data file, it is already there inside the tables. It will back up the whole data file.
Right.
Okay, just please excuse me, just 1 minute, give me 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, where were we?
You are explaining the data backup and log backup.
So what I was telling you that now let me see if I can explain you using some kind of diagram or something. Because this is a very critical concept over here. If you don't understand this concept, your whole your understanding will, your fundamentals will be very weak over here. So now what happens over here is that let me see X courses, Oracle. Okay, so is it screen visible or for everyone?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so now this is an example of the database. Okay, in the database, it contains your data files. It will contain your data files. It will contain the redo log files. The others don't go with the redo log and control file. This is for Oracle database. Okay, so this is not related to HANA database. So the database contains your data files, redo log files, control files. This is a parameter file which is outside your database. Then there are archived logs. Now what happens over here? Now what happens? These are your 3 redo log files: redo log 1, redo log 2, redo log 3. Now what happens? Now this is the log writer. This is your redo log buffer in your memory. Now all the changes which you do, all the changes which is done from the application server, it creates a SQL queries, insert query, select query, insert query. All these queries are backed up into your redo log files. All these queries are written in your redo log file, and simultaneously the database is also updated with these SQL queries. Okay, are you getting my point? So in your data files, for example, there is a table, there is a table for it. So you are updating that table. Okay, so now, for example, on the day one, you have made 100 changes on the table. All the 100 changes will be done to the queries. All these 100 queries will be logged in your, for example, in this redo log file. Now, what happens when it reaches the end of the file? There will be a log switch. Now it will start writing to the second file. Is to start writing the second file again. When it will, and by the time it starts writing the second file, it will dump the first redo log file into an archive log. It will create one archive, the archive process. It will create a new archive file. It will dump the content of the redo log 1 in that archive file. Okay, that content of redo log 1 will be dumped in that archive file, and the redo log 1 will be cleared off. So on the redo log 2, again it will continue writing. When it finishes to the end of the file, again there will be a log switch. When there is a log switch, again it will create another archive log. It will dump the content of that second file into the archive 2, and it will start writing on the third file. Again, when the third file completes, again there will be a log switch. This time it will not go to redo log 4. It will again come back to redo log 1. Am I making sense, or I think is it a little confusing?
Can you explain once more time?
Okay, now okay, now don't just leave this. I think this has become confusing. Now what I'm trying to explain here is that, like, just try to make it simple things. So you have two things. You have your data file and you have your log file. Okay, is this point clear?
Yes.
Inside your data file, you have all the tables where all the data is written in records. Okay, in rows and columns. Now, for example, let me take that you have a database for a manufacturing company. Okay, for example, Tata Motors. So this is a database for Tata Motors. Okay, every day 500 cars are manufactured in the plant. All the entries for these 500 cars are recorded inside the database. On day one, what it does, it will insert 500 new records in the database. All this information goes inside the tables inside the data file, plus in the data file it will record 500 new SQL queries for day one. On day two, again it will create a new 500 entries for the new entries for the day two. All these entries will go inside the data file, plus these queries will go inside your log file. After 15 days, 7,500 records will be created inside your database. Do you get my point? Every day 500 new entries. So after 15 days, it will be 7,500 new records. So at the end of 15 days, you will have new 7,500 records in your data file. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and in your data file, in your this one, in your log file, you will have 7,500 log entries. Okay, insert queries in your log file for the last 15 days. Now what happens if you're taking a data backup? When you're taking a data backup, you will back up the whole data file which contains all the 7,500 records in it. Okay, you will back up the whole database, the data file. Do you get it?
Yes.
So when you take the backup of the whole data file, all the 7,500 records will be captured inside your backup. So is there any now use for that data file, the log files?
No.
No, because all the changes which are recorded in your log file is already captured in your data file, and you have taken a backup of your data file. Okay,
Right.
so now you have taken a backup of your data file. All the 7,500 records are captured inside your data file. Now on the 16th day, On the 16th day, the operation resumes as normal. But what happens after the 400 car entries are made in the system crashes. The system crashes after 400 records are created inside the database. Now, in this case, now if you are going to restore the previous day backup, only the 7,500 entries will come in your data file, which were backed up previous day. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And the latest 400 backup, the 400 queries, new records, the 400 new entries will not come because they were not captured at the time of the backup. So where are these 400 entries? These are in your log files. So that is the reason now when you're going to restore your backup, it will restore your backup till the last backup. It will restore it on your system, and for the remaining part, till the time till recovery point in time recovery, till the point in time, whatever difference is there, whatever gap is there, because that backup only contains 7,500 records, it will restore the 7,500 records on your system, and for the remaining 400 records, it will recover it from your log file.
Right.
Am I clear with this?
Yes. And is there any process to just remove that log files?
What I can't get you. What is the process for what?
To remove that log files.
Okay, so now you see, first thing is that now you have automatic log backup. Okay, now if you see over here in your HANA backup over here, if you come on configuration, if you come on the configuration tab, can you see over here backup interval?
It's 15
What is the
minutes.
backup? 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, it is taking a log backup. So what would in your /HANA log, it every 15 minutes it is backing up the files which are there in your /HANA log file system. Once it backs up the file from your HANA system, this one a log, the file is overwritten or it is cleared from your HANA log.
Okay.
That file is cleared from your HANA log. Okay, so once you take a full backup, that file is cleared. Now what happens? Suppose your backup job is not running successfully. Okay, now here every 15 minutes it should take backup, but for what happens, there is some issue. Maybe your backup software, maybe some interval, some trigger, some issues there, and your backup is not triggering. For example, for the last 6 hours, your backup job has not triggered. So for every hour, 4 job has to trigger, but from the last 6 hours, no job has been triggered. That means 6 into 12, 24 backup jobs have not run. Okay, so now what happens, since these backup jobs are not running, all the log which are not, all the log files which are not locked, not backed up, will consume space in your /HANA log mount point. It will not be cleared off. It will not be cleared off. Okay, for example, your /HANA data, you created a /HANA log mount point of say 100 GB. By default, it will use space of like 20 or 30, 25, 30 GB. But but as and when the block backups start getting failed, the backups which are created, the log segments which are created in your /HANA log mount point will not be cleared from the mount point, not be cleared from the file system.
But as soon as we take DB backup, so it will get cleared.
No, when you take the DP backup, the log backup doesn't get cleared. When you take the log backup, then only the log backup will be cleared.
Okay.
Okay.
And how we can take manually?
Manually
backup?
what?
Log backup.
Actually, this is I can't say drawback, but this is a concept of HANA. They have not defined any method of manually taking log backup.
Okay.
Huh? Do you
And
get
with
it?
the third-party software as well, you can't do that.
No, in the
log backup.
third-party software, they have the option for taking log backup. But from HANA Studio, you only have this option. They have not given any option from the command line to take log backups.
Okay.
Okay, from your backup software, see, backup software, they work on, like, they don't work on the upper level, they work on the program level, they work on the software coding level. So they get all these details from the HANA, from this SAP and whatever product, they get all the details how to take backup, but SAP has not shared it openly. I have searched it for like throughout, but I didn't get any option how to take backup of log backup from command line. If you find any option, you just please share it with me. Okay.
Okay.
So that is it. So here it is. So now when you take a log backup, then only the log segments from your /HANA/log file system will be cleared. Otherwise, it will remain there in the /HANA/log file system only. When a successful log backup is triggered, then it will automatically clear the log segments from your /HANA/log mount point. Okay.
Okay.
So that is, now we have taken a successful as a tenant database. So now you can see the date and time of your tenant database over here. July 30th, 2022, and the time is 8 hours and 1 minute. So this is the successful backup of my tenant database. If you want to see the system DB, this is the backup for the system DB, and here it is the backup for your tenant database.
Can we also compress the database backup?
No, the database backup
Yeah.
is already in compressed format.
Okay.
1 minute, just give me 2 minutes. Yeah, please. Okay, yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so am I clear till now?
Yes.
We have taken a full backup of our system DB and tenant DB. If you want to take an incremental backup or differential backup, the same step over here. You just have to click over here, just have to change the setting from there. That is it, nothing else. Okay, for example, if I want to trigger incremental backup, I can just click on backup and recovery, backup tenant database, select the tenant database. Next, here instead of complete backup, you can select differential or incremental backup. Okay, if you click on differential backup, just see this is the backup prefix over here, complete data backup. If you change the backup from complete to differential, see it changes. It changes from complete to DIFF, deferred data backup. If you click on incremental backup, it will change to INC data backup. Okay, that is the only change. Only your you will set the timestamp over here, and the backup prefix will change for your different types of backup. Okay, so now let's move ahead with the backup catalog. Okay, here you can see the backup catalog, the history of your backup. You can see for the system DB, this is your backup history, and for your tenant database, this is your backup history, and this is called as your backup catalog. Okay, catalog means the information about your backups. Okay. So this is your backup catalog. Now database recovery. Now we will see database recovery. Before database recovery, let us see some example over here. Now what I'm going to do is that I will open a SQL console. I am going to open an SQL console. Okay, so right click over here in the okay, not here, SID at SID. So right click over here and click on open SQL console. So I'm opening an SQL console in my HANA Studio. This SQL console is connected to my tenant database. Okay, it is connected to my tenant because I right clicked on my tenant database. If I right click on my system DB and click on open SQL console, this console is connected to my system DB. You can see the top over here. If you see from here, this is connected. This is connected to my system DB. This one is connected to my system DB, and if you go to the next one, the other one, this one, it is connected to my system DB. Sorry, tenant DB. Okay, so right now will be creating the users. We will be doing the testing in our tenant database. Okay. So now in a tenant database, open SQL console. So we have opened the SQL console. Second, create a test table. What we are going to do now is that we are going to create a test table. Before that, check if there is a table existing by the name test. Okay. Select star from test and execute it. So I'm executing it. Can you see? Could not find table view test in the schema system. So there is no table by the name test in the system. So now there is no table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a table, create table test. 2 columns. It will contain 2 columns. One column will be the city and the other column will be the country. So they create a table test. So here I'm creating a table test. Okay, create table test and I'm executing it. Once I execute it, it will create a table test. Can you see over here? Create table test successfully executed. So the table was created. If I want to check now, I can again run the same command, select star from test. Okay, I'm executing the same query, select star from test. Can you see now? I can see the table. But the table is empty. There are no records in the table because I've only created a blank table. There are no records in this table. So now I will be adding records in the table. I will be inserting records in the table. Okay, so now come over here in the SQL. So after creating the table, see, I'm inserting 5 records in the table. I am inserting 5 records in the table. Insert into test city. Okay, the city Amsterdam, country Netherlands, city Barcelona, country Spain, city Beijing, country China, city Berlin, country Germany, city Delhi, country India. So I'm inserting 5 records in the table. Okay, so now here control A, control V. This is the 5 queries and I'm going to execute it. See, I'm executing the query. Can you see? The query has been executed successfully. Now, if I again go and if I again run select star from the city, select star from test and execute it. Okay, can you see 5 records in the table? I can see 5 records in the table. Everyone clear till now? Yes, you are able to understand what I have done till now.
If we exceed the limit, which we have given earlier in table, like you have
Which
given
limit?
20,
Which limit?
you have given 20 limit na, for that text.
That is for the number of characters in that word.
Yeah.
For example, this is Amsterdam. So the
Mhm.
limit here is 20. 20 means the 20 number of characters this city can
Character is
contain.
there. Yeah, but if we exceed that limit, then
It will give an error. It will not insert the record. It will give you an error.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is. So now what happens? I created a table. I created a table's test. Okay, and I've inserted 5 records in that table test. So now what happens when I inserted the 5 records in this table? Says, see, nothing has gone to the to the database yet. Nothing has been updated in the database yet. Where is it? It has only been updated. See, where is this records coming from? This is coming from the tables which are there in the memory. This record is coming from the table which is there in the memory. It is not coming from the database in the hard disk. It is coming from the memory. So now after that, what I am doing, I am executing a commit command. Commit. So what happens when you execute a commit? Yes, can anyone tell me what happens when you execute a commit?
It will goes into that DB.
No, it will not go
From
into the DB.
memory to that hard disk.
Memory to the hard disk, but what?
That records. Table
Record,
record.
no, the logs will go from your memory to your hard disk. It will go into the log segments in your hard disk. Your data will not be written in the data disk. Sorry, the data file, the data volume. It will still not be written. When will the data written in your data volume? When you trigger a save point.
Okay.
Okay, at save point is triggered by default. It is triggered every 5 minutes. By default, it is triggered every 5 minutes. You can also trigger it manually also. In Oracle, you have an option alter system checkpoint. That is the command to trigger a checkpoint. In the HANA database, checkpoint is equivalent to a save point. Do you get this? Okay, so this commit is very important, because now if I don't commit it, the data is only there in the memory. So before running commit, if I stop the database, you won't find these changes neither in the data file nor in the log segments. So just after running the query, at least run the commit command. Once you run the commit command, you are now confirmed that your changes has now gone into your data file. Sorry, your changes has now gone into your log segments. Your changes has now gone into your log segments. Now at this point, even if you restart the database without saving, your database will be recovered. When your database will start, it will start reading the log file. It will find the difference over there. It will try to recover your data file, data volume, and it will recover all these records from your data log segments into your data volume. Do you get this? And there is an option for alter system save point. Okay, I think this is the option for alter system save point. Let me check. Can you see? Alter system save point successfully executed. When I trigger a save point, now my data has been written in my data file. Is it clear? Now, alternatively to this, if I again execute this command, alter system, when I trigger a save point, at this point, the data will be written in my data file, data volume. On commit, it will be only written, the logs will be written in the data log segment. The logs will be written in the log segments. When I execute this command, the data will be written in the data volumes. Clear? Okay, and now what I'm doing over here, I'm checking the timestamp. At what timestamp I have made this commit and save point. Now I'm checking the timestamp. Okay, let me execute. Let me see what is the timestamp. The timestamp is 8 hours, 8 hours 34 seconds, 34 minutes. The timestamp is the timestamp is 20 34 29 30 20 34 29. Okay, this is my timestamp on which I have inserted 5 records. Am I clear on this point? Yes, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yes.
in that select command, that is as time from dummy.
Yes, yes.
What it is dummy?
Dummy means, see, when you run a select command, there is a syntax for the select command. Okay, now select command is that you have to select some value from a table.
Okay.
The syntax of the select command, that you are selecting some record, some value from the table. But in this case, I'm not selecting from the table. Okay, I'm only selecting the current time which is there in the system itself. So to complete the syntax, to complete the syntax, there is no table in the database which contains your current time. So just for that, I am using as dummy. So it's a type of syntax. If there is no table, then you can just put as dummy.
Okay.
Okay, from dummy. You can also see something. For example, you can also give something here like say select select star from dummy. So this is a table actually. Dummy is a table. If you run select star from dummy, can you see it only contains one column with the value X?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a dummy issue. This is a dummy table. So when you are selecting something from the system to complete the syntax, you type from dummy.
Okay.
Because the from keyword is important. If you exclude the from keyword, if you skip the from keyword, it will give you a syntax error.
Okay.
Okay, so that it is. So now I have inserted 5 records in the system. You can select from here. There are 5 records in the test table. Okay, there are 5 records. Now what I'm doing, I'm again inserting 5 records in the system, in the table. Again, I'm inserting 5 records in the test table, and I'm committing. I'm running a commit and the save point, plus I'm getting the timestamp. So now come back over here, Control A, Control V, and execute. Okay, what it is doing over here? Commit. It is giving error, cannot commit, alter system save point, select to.
Actually, I'm sorry, the save commit itself will trigger the save point and
Okay, so
database.
commit itself normally could not execute commit. No. Actually, the reason is that you need to exclude the comma. I think maybe. Can you see? It is trying to see what command it is executing. Can you see? Commit alter system save point. I think. Let me again check it. Let me first see. Control C. Okay, there are already this one. Let me see. Maybe I think this it is not trying to trigger this command. Let me try to select but first. Okay, so you need to provide a semicolon. Can you do get it? You need to provide a semicolon after commit. That is the only thing. So you need to provide a semicolon after this alter and commit command. That is it. Okay, here can you see here I provided the semicolon, but here I forgot to provide the semicolon. So here you need to provide a semicolon after this command. Okay, so here it is. So the time is 20:39:02. 20:39:02. So this is the time when I inserted the second record. Now let me check for the last one.
Sorry, don't give this alter save command. Just use the commit and check that way, like last commit. Generally, that
Commit is different and save point is different. These are two different things. Commit will only save your data, the logs in your log file. It will not save the record. If you're still with it, let me.
No, actually, there is a scenarios. Okay, when the save point will auto trigger. Okay.
Okay.
And the save point will trigger also when we gave the explicitly commit command, and it will trigger this save point.
Okay, let me check HANA database.
You can
commit
try this scenario also. Let's see whether it is valid or not without giving
commit
this alter statement.
save point.
No. Just give the save point.
But how will you check it? How will you check whether your data has gone inside your data file? Because wherever when you run the select command, it will fetch the record from your memory only, na? Do you get my point?
Yes, yes. Still, that
Ah.
save point will trigger, right? When the commit statement, the save point will itself will
When
go.
is a save point triggered? Now this
Yeah.
is a good. Now let me take time taken by save point backup handling. Database commit HANA database save point. HANA save points. A save point ensures that all change persistent data since the last save point gets written to disk. The SAP HANA database triggers save points in 5 minutes intervals by default. Data is automatically saved from memory to the data volume located on disk. Save points run asynchronously to SAP HANA database HANA update operation. Database update transactions only wait. Save point performance, save point duration. HANA save point details. This means if you do not know what a save point or delta merge is, stop reading now. I only explain them on a high level basis. General stuff about save point, general stuff. The alter system save point. This is the how you can trigger a save point. There is nothing about commit in the future in each of this file. There is nothing about
Yeah,
commit.
yeah. Okay, maybe yeah, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm just
Uh,
yeah.
if there is any reference, if there should be any reference to commit also. Say in save point, there should be a reference to commit also. But you will not find any reference to commit in your save point. So save point, it flushes your data to your data volume. Okay, and this commit, it flushes the data from your log data into your log volumes, log segment. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so here I have pasted this. Let me execute this command. So here I'm executing this command. Can you see all the command has executed successfully? The time is 20 hours 43 minutes. 20 hours 43 minutes and 20 seconds. Here it is. So this was the time. Now this is the three backups, three updates that I've done in the system. I have inserted 15 records in the system in a lot of 5 records. Now if I run select start from the test, okay, so I have 15 records in my table. Now what I'm going to do, I record. Now I will take a full backup. Let me take a full backup. So here again I go into system DB, right click, backup and recovery, backup tenant database. Backup and recovery, backup tenant database, select the SID tenant database. Next, and just you have to give the timestamp. The current timestamp is this one. Let me add it into my, okay, this is the current timestamp. Okay, current timestamp. Next, okay, this is the summary, this is the timestamp. Finish. Okay, my backup has finished. Close. So this is the backup which I have taken after adding all the records. Okay, after adding all the record, this is my backup. Now what I'm doing over here, delete the test table. What I'm doing over here, deleting the test table. Can you see? I'm deleting the test table, drop table test. If you want to check it, you can check it again. Select star from test. Okay, same command, execute it again. So this table is still there in my database. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete that table. drop table test. So here I am deleting the table test. Can you see? Drop table test executed successfully. Now if I try to again run the previous command, select star from test. Select star from test. Now see what it gives. Could not find table view test schema system. So the table test has been deleted. Table test has been deleted. Am I clear till now? Do you understand what I have done? Let me again walk you through to all what I have done. So from here what I have done, I have connected to the tenant database, the SQL console of my tenant database. I created a test table. I created a test table test. I added 15 records. First 5 records. Then I saved it into the log segments. I noted the time for it. Then I recorded another. I updated another five records. Okay, I updated the time for it. Again, I have recorded the 5 tables, 5 records, and I have updated the. I recorded the time for it. So I have inserted 15 records in a lot of 5. Okay, three times, and every time I have recorded a time for it. After doing that, what I did, I deleted the table test. Now, sorry, after that, I took a backup. I took a complete backup of my tenant database, and then I deleted the test table. Are you clear till now? Any doubts and queries, any confusion? Just please, you can ask now.
Yes, Muzaffar.
Yes, please.
In which situation we require that the system DB restore?
In which?
Like we are backing up tenant DB and restoring tenant DB as well. So what is the situation and that we require that system DB restore?
The situation can be varied. It will be varied. It can come from your functional consultant. It can come from your the users. For example, what happened? The user started using a wrong some information. Based on the wrong information, they updated the system with that wrong information. Okay, now for example, they uploaded the data. Okay, but for uploading the data, they instead they choose some wrong variant, some wrong table or something like that. Now there were hundreds or thousands of records in that information, in that data. So now they cannot go and manually change all that hundreds and thousands of records. So what they will do, they will ask the system administrator to restore the backup to that point in time. For example, they started making changes in the system at say like 4:15 p.m. Okay, they started at 4:15, so they will ask that administrator to restore all the changes.
I'm asking about system database restore,
Okay,
not
system.
tenant.
Okay,
Yes.
not tenant. The system database. See, normally now, for example, if you have created a new tenant database, okay, that information is recorded in your system database. Okay, let me start it from here. Now, when you do a fresh installation, okay, you do a fresh installation. When you do a fresh installation, it will create a system DB and it will create one tenant database. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Is this clear?
Yes. Yes. It's clear.
Yes.
Yes, Muzaffar.
Okay.
That's clear.
So now afterward, what you do after 1 week, after 1 week of installing your HANA database, you created one tenant database. Do you get my point?
Okay.
You created one tenant database. Again, after 1 week, you maybe after 15 days, you again created another tenant database. So at an interval between of say like 10 to 15 days, you have created 4 or 5 tenant database. So this information of all this tenant database goes inside your system DB.
Okay.
Okay, so the next time if you want to restore your database, so first you will restore your system DB and then you will restore your individual tenant databases.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just we'll take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll connect again. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yes, everyone. Can we start now? Yeah, hello everyone. Can we start now?
Yes.
Yes. What about others?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
yes.
Okay, so now just let me go back again. What we have done, we created a table test and we inserted 15 records in the table at three slots. Okay, this was in this first slot we inserted 5 records. In the second slot we inserted 5 records. In the third slot we inserted 5 records. Now after inserting the records, we checked the table and then we took a backup, full backup of the database, tenant database, and then I deleted the table. Then I deleted the table. Now what happened? Now what I'm going to do, I'm restore last full backup. So the same full backup which I took before deleting the test table, I'm going to restore that backup. I'm going to restore that backup which I took before deleting the test table. So how I'm going to restore it? Right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database. Recover tenant database. Okay, select the tenant database, click on next. Okay, now here what you have to select, tenant database, recover the database to a specific data backup. Recover the database to the following, recover the database to a specific data backup. Okay, next, recover without the backup catalog. We don't need the backup catalog. Recover without the backup catalog. Next. Now here we have to select the backup which we have taken just before deleting the table test. So what backup we have before deleting the table test? ls over here, ls minus lrt. Okay, so this is the latest backup. This is the backup that we took before deleting the table test. Okay, so now I'm going to restore this backup on my database. Okay, clear with everybody? Any doubt? Yes. So before deleting the database, before deleting the table, I took a full backup, and now I'm going to, after deleting the table, I'm restoring the backup. I'm restoring the backup from here. Now click on next, next, and finish. Now it will start the recovery. It is saying the database must be offline before recovery can start. The database will be stopped now. Okay, stop the database. Okay, it has started the recovery. Can you see? It has started the recovery. Okay, the recovery is complete. Now it is restarting the services. Restart. Now the recovery is completed. Okay, I'm now closing the recovery window. Now what I need to do, see, now last time when I gave this command, select star from test, what did it give? could not find the test table test view table test table view test in the schema system. Now again I am executing the same command. The same command I'm executing again after recovery. Can you see over here? Yes, can you see?
Yes.
If you see in the catalog, if you see over here in the system, in the tables, no, not system, I think it will be in the sys. Okay, I'm checking in the system database. That is the problem. I need to check in my tenant database catalog system tables. Can you see here is the test table inside the system schema? This is my test table.
Yes.
Okay, so I deleted this test table and I restored it. I deleted the whole test table. I restored it and I could see my data, this data over here after recovery. Now again I can right click and I will delete this table. Okay, again I'm delete all those, delete catalog object, restrict if dependent cascade. Okay, see again I have deleted this table. See, can you see there is no table now? Again, if I execute the same old query, select star from test, it will give an error. Could not find table view test in the schema. It is giving an error because it cannot find the table. Again, I can run a recovery. Okay, select again. I ran the recovery. I ran the select star. I got the output. Again, I'm going to recover, but this time what I'm going to do? I'm going to run a point in time recovery. Okay, what is the point in time? I will give the time till what time I need to restore the backup. For example, for my first, after my first 5 records, I said I recorded the time. The time was 8 hours 34 minutes. 8 hours 34 minutes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to restore that backup. Right click, backup and recovery, backup recover tenant database. Okay, now here for restoring, what I'm going to do, tenant, I will select the tenant database. Next, here what it is, recover the database to the following point in time. So select the second option, recover the database to the following point in time. So this date, what time I'm going to do after my first update, 8 hours 34 minutes. So I'm going to give here 8 hours 8 hours 34 minutes 29 seconds. Can you see 8 hours 34 minutes 29 seconds? So till this point in time recovery, I want to recover my database till this point in time. Next, the database must be offline before recovery will stop now. Okay, it is stopping the database. You can see over here it is stopping the database. Okay, the tenant database has been stopped now. Okay, now it is showing you here. You don't need to do anything, just click on next. Next, file system use data backups and every initial log or here. Next and finish. Okay, just next and click on finish. Now it is starting your recovery. It is trying, it will recover. Clear log is required for this operation. Okay, didn't selected it, clear log over here. Close, right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database H4D. Next, recovered point in time 8:34:29. 8:34:29. Okay, next, yes, please give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. The only thing, the last time the backup failed, the reason was that you need to select this checkbox over here, initialize log area. If you initialize the log area, only the log entries in the log backups will be recovered. Okay, so you are initializing the log segments which are there, which are not backed up yet. Okay, so here I'm clicking on OK, click on next and finish. Clear log is required for the recovery strategy could not be determined. Clear log is required for this operation. Okay, let me check it again. Right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database. Okay, it's completed. Select the tenant database. Next, recover the database 2034, 29. Backup catalog location. Next. Okay.
I think under availability it should be green.
Yes, come again.
Under availability in last tab.
Yeah, which one? This one? This
back,
one?
back, please.
Okay, yeah. What?
One more. Yeah, here in last tab, that's availability, I think.
Alternate location.
Upper one, the start time, then location, then last one. What is that?
This one?
Yes.
No, this has nothing to do with that. Let me next check the availability of Delta and log backups file system. Use Delta backups recommend. No, let me just uncheck this one option. If you do not want to recover log segments residing, next finish to recover consumer segment document need to make again. Okay, can you see it has started now? 0 services finished successfully. Before that, it was giving error before that. So I just unchecked the box for the Delta backups. Okay, so that was the problem over there.
So in
now,
this restoration process, we are using one full backup plus the log backup, right?
yes, we are using the cold backup and the log backup. So we are going to restore the backup up till 28 o'clock and 34 minutes.
So the log should be there for this.
Yes, the
at
log should
that
be available
particular
for
time.
this. Yes, for that time the log should be available.
So it uses that single log or all the sequence at that time of logs.
Okay, from after this backup,
Full backup.
after
After
the
the full backup,
backup,
all the logs should be there.
it will take all the sequence of the log.
Okay, from that particular time.
Yes. So now I'm click on close. Okay, now if you run this select star from test, if I execute this again, can you see how many records can you see in the table? I can only see 5 records because I only restored till this time. I only restored my database till the first backup, the first commit time. Okay, so I restored my backup till this time. That is the why only 5 records are there in my table. if you restore your database till this time, you will see 10 records in your table. Okay, now let me restore my database. Okay, one more point. This is the area. Now just right click and refresh it. Right click and refresh it. Now you can see the table over here, test table. It has again come, but it has come only with the 5 records. Okay, now let me again start the recovery. Right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database. Select the tenant database. Next, recover the database to the following point in time. What point in time? Now I'm going to select 8 hours 39 minutes 20:39:02, I think. Okay, so I am restoring my backup till that time. Next database must be offline. Okay, now it is shutting down the tenant database. Okay, the tenant database has stopped. Okay, here you have just to click on next. Okay, here just uncheck this, use delta backups recommended. Let me click on next. Okay, so this is my summary. This is the database information, tenant database, the host name, the this and every detail over here. Now just click on finish. Now it is starting the recovery. Start database recovery, 0 of 0 services finished successfully. Now it is restoring my database. Okay, it is now starting the tenant database. After recovery has completed successfully. Now it is starting the tenant database. Restarting the services. Okay, all the services completed successfully. You can see the recovery, 2 volumes are recovered. My backup restoration has completed successfully. Click on close. Now again come back and execute the same command. Select star from test. Last time it gave me 5 records. Now if I run this again, if I run the same query, see how many records? No, still it has given me 5 records. I think there is some issue with the timing. Okay, this timing it has not taken the time till here. Let me take it till right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database name. Next, recover database point in time. Now instead of 2039, I am taking 2040. Okay, I'm taking till 2040. Next, uncheck, next. Okay, completed successfully. Okay, 2 volumes recovered were recovered. Close. Okay, now it is showing 5 records. Let me go again and re-execute this query. It is still showing 5 records. I think we made some mistake over here. Some timing mistake, some commit I think was not run successfully because it is not taking that time. Let me take it till 8:43 something. right click, backup and recovery, backup, recover tenant database, next, point in time, let me select it till 8:43:20. Next, okay, next, use delta backup, next. Can you see the time over here? We are creating the time till 8:43:20. This is the time for a recovery, point in time recovery. Okay, recovery successful, close. Now again, let me re-execute. Let's start from test. I'm still not sure why is it taking only till this. Normally it should take till your time. I think we made some goof up by integrating this system save point into over here. Okay, they get my point. So I think we have made some mistakes about with this save point. Now I've removed it and put it in the parallel to this one. Normally it used to run successfully from here. If you run this command till here, and if you try to restore this point in time, so at first time it will only restore this 5 record. In the second recovery, it will show you the 10 records, and in the third recovery up till this time, it will show you all the 15 records. Let me do one thing. Let me drop this table. Let me delete this table. Right click, delete catalog object, delete all those, cascade, caution. Okay. Okay, it's deleted. Now let me create this table, create table test. Okay, table created. Now if I check into over here, refresh, here I can see the table test. Now let me create this records. 21, 28, 51. 21, 28, 51. 21, 28, 51. Twenty-eight, 29, 22. 21, 29, 22. 21, 29, 22. Okay, let me now go for the last. Okay. 21, 29, 45. 21, 29, 41. 21, 29, 45. Okay, now let me see. Now let me restore up till this point 21, 29. Right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database. Tenant database. Next, recovered point in time. Time will be 21, 29. 21, 29.
Muzaffar, have you
20.
taken backup first?
Where? No,
Now,
it will take the backup from the starting now, which is already taken na. I
okay.
am doing a point in time recovery. The backup is already there from the previous backup. Do you get my point?
Okay.
So let me take a run. Next, okay, it's ready to stop the database. It is stopping the database now. Okay, so can you see it will show you the backups over here, the available backups in this screen. No data backups found. Database will be recovered. Why is not showing any backup? Search for the backup catalog in the file system only. $38 days. No, it is not taking any backup right now. I think we'll have to take a backup and then I have to run that one. Because normally these backups are available in the system. The previous backups are available. You should try to like restore the backups from here. See, we have this backup over this backup for today, which is this one, and then we have this backup over here. These are the two backups that we have for today. I don't know why it is not taking this backup. Okay, recover. Let me see. Recover the backup to its most recent state. Okay, I have deleted the record. Backup and recovery. Recover tenant database. Okay, I'm not sure why it is giving like this. No backups on database will be recovered to its most recent state. Let me go back, recover the database. Two volumes are recovered. Close.
I think we have to take full backup first.
Normally, this is a sequence that I followed in the previous classes also. Everything works fine. I think somewhere something I missed and I am not sure what is that step.
You have restored also for that
May have restored
in
up till
previous classes.
But see, the backups are there in the system. It is there in the catalog also. If you see over here in the catalog, the backups are available. Let it open up. See, in the backup catalog, these backups are available for the tenant database. Can you see there are 3 backups available for the tenant
Yes.
database? So you should take the backups from here. I've given it a log backup also. Okay, sorry, I've given a point in time recovery, so it will try to take the backup, some backup for here. So this is for the 844. I was giving the time some previous time, so it should take this backup and and the rest of the record it should recover from the log backup. Okay, I think something I'm not sure what we have missed or like messed up over here. Okay, no problem. Give me time. I will check it from my end and I will clarify it in tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts and queries regarding this?
No.
Some more options were there like advanced and
Yes,
some
yes, come
checkboxes.
again. Yes, Dinesh.
Yes, while we were restoring, there were some
Okay,
more options.
okay, right click, backup and recovery, recover tenant database, select the tenant, next. Okay, so recover the most advanced option. This is for the log position. Okay, you have to understand at what log you have worked on it. So you can recover your backup till that log position. Here I won't be able to like show you. If you are working on if you have worked on that Oracle database, there are archive logs. And there are numbers for each archive logs. Whatever logs it has been archived, there are numbers for archive logs. So what you can do over here, you can restore your database or your logs up till a certain archive log. The same thing happens over here. You can select this option. You can give the log position. Till what log position, if you know your log position, till what log position you want to restore the backup. Do you get it? If you can be more specific for this instead of giving the time. Okay, restore the backup till this so and so the hour and so minute and second. You can give the exact log ID. Sorry, log position. So it will restore all the backup up till that particular log position and it will stop there.
Okay.
That is it.
And if we select any other upper option and then we are going to next.
I can't get you. Come again.
Select any option, upper option, recover the database to a specific data backup. Oh,
This
first
one.
Okay. Yeah, okay. The next.
This one.
First one, okay.
The first one, recover the database to its most recent state.
Yeah. The next.
Then the next one is the for the point in time recovery.
No, click next, click next.
Okay, the here click next. Okay, yes. Then again next.
Yeah, again next.
But here it is not able to find the backup. That is the I tried to restore it to the recent state also, but it says it cannot find the backup. It should find the backup, but it's not able to find the backup. Now it's stopping the database. Okay. Here it says cannot find backup. Okay, can you see no data backups found?
So we can use some alternate location also here and check.
Yes, you can use some alternate location also if you have. For example, if I want to if I want to restore the backup to this, let me you can give this location. No, but here it doesn't say no backup. You see, it is not. Let me come back. Backup USR SAP SID ADBD. No, it is not giving the option to provide any alternate location also. Can you see? Let it finish. See, no data backups found. It is not enabling the option to provide you alternate location also.
If on back one step back.
Where?
Just click on back.
Back. Okay.
If we give the other path here, backup catalog location.
No, see this is for the catalog collection. What we have copied over here, this is the path of the backup. See, this is the backup. Okay, this is the backup location. It is asking for the catalog catalog backup location. Even if you go in HANA and log, this also doesn't contains it contains the log backup, the MNT, and then if you go for HDB3 log segment 00, and if you go for 3. Okay, these are all the log segment. This is not what it is asking for. It is asking for the this backup, this catalog, which is under here USR SAP H4D HDB03 and where it is backup. Here it is in the backup location, backup log under the DB_SID. This is the location for your this is your catalog backup. So it is asking you for the location for your catalog backup. Okay, it is asking you the location. See, backup catalog location. So it is asking you the location for your backup catalog. These are the backups for your catalog, backup catalog. Yes, any else doubt? You do one thing, you take the lab access and you do the practical yourself. If you find any problem, then you can come back to me with the problem. Okay.
Yes.
Take the lab access, do the practical yourself, just follow the Excel sheet. And if you come across any problem, then let me know and then I will check. Yes, any more doubts and queries? Yes. Can we end the session now?
Yes.
Okay, so you can do the practical, and if you have any doubts and queries, just let me know. I will check with it. Yes. Okay, goodbye everyone. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye,
Bye.
sir. Okay, bye-bye. Good night.